what Kim, that's what we were talking about.
He was disrespectful to her in 2016.
But was it really disrespect, or he was giving his opinion about something that was really obvious? You're boycotting the Oscars. However, you're showing up this year because your husband's winning. Remember, you was boycotting the Oscars, but your husband been wanting an Oscar for the longest. So it looks kind of hypocritical to be like, oh, they don't support Black people, this and that, but you're there to support your husband. To me, you shouldn't have went at all. Like, if I'm boycotting it and I have no love for the Oscars, I'm not going, period. Like, honey, if you want to go, do you.
Watch the mess.
And that's what I'm saying.
I would have kept on.
She put on such a spectacle, like how the Oscars don't do this for colored people and blah, blah, blah. Don't show up. Don't show up.
I would never show up for that.
So you're saying she should have kept that same energy, but people change and people evolve and things change.
Nah, because she still had animosity towards Chris Rock when he made the joke, like, you boycotting the Oscars, but nobody asked you to come, which is the truth. You boycotting it, but when has she ever been nominated? It makes no sense. That makes no sense.
I don't know. I still think that was a worse joke. In 2016, I think it was worse than it was the other night. But it wasn't
even a joke. He just made an observation like, yo, you're boycotting the Oscars, but at the same time, who invited you to the Oscars? Nobody invited you to the Oscars, but you're going to boycott it. That's like
needless to say,
that's like saying I don't care about going to a party that no one even paid you.
You didn't get the invite. Nobody
exactly. That's cool. That's jealousy right there.
That's so messed up.
I didn't want to go to the party anyway. Yeah, you did.
I never asked you to come. You was not on the list. Nobody cared about you.
Yeah, you get offended when somebody say, "Oh, well, I didn't want to go to the party anyway," but nobody asked you. Why would you get offended? Nobody didn't ask you. Why get upset?
You were included. You didn't make the cut.
So she felt the way about that, okay? So what I believe was she always felt the way about Chris Rock saying that.
Yeah.
And to me, he didn't say nothing disrespectful. He just pointed out the obvious, and she didn't like that. And it just trickled along as the years went on. So what happened was the opportunity came up, and I think they had a discussion about it. And I'm pretty sure it probably went in effect. So Will probably say, yo, if he says something, because how Jada probably been bitching, complaining about how upset she was about that for years. So it kind of came to the point where he felt like, okay, if he says anything, I'm going to be about it. Who knows?
But he laughed. He laughed at it. I just don't understand why everybody is pointing at Jada like it's her fault. Like, she made this man put a gun to his head.
But that's her husband. It's pressure on him in her eyes. He had to do that for her. To me, I felt like he could have.
So this is how I see it. Like, when you're a celebrity, and I've argued this, you are now, Will and Jada are a brand. They're not, you and I, they're not the people on Jerry Springer or Maury or people that you talk about, even in the shade room. They're usually in the shade room. They're not rappers. They're not, well, Will is, but they're not like, the ones that be in the street, showing out, getting locked up all the time. They are a brand.
Ain't nobody rapper.
I'm pretty confident with her. Shut up, Liga. I'm pretty confident with
rapper. Stop.
With her being in the relationship with him. They know to stay on brand at all times. Always stay on brand. Always come to be classy. Always come to be what the great Groupon, that level of celebrity.
And that's where he should have kept it, just like that. The joke was one. It was ha ha, and then he moved on. He didn't have to get up because we would have forgot all about the joke. We would have never mentioned the joke. Or we would have been talking about, oh, Will won the Oscar. No one would have even thought about the joke. It was like, all right, whatever. Unless people who watched it, but the joke wasn't even that funny or even serious. He just said it. All right, yeah. G.I. Jane 2, blah, blah, blah. All right. So let's go on with the show.
It's serious. Put it this way, Cleph, and I said this to somebody else. If she was a cancer patient, should he have said that?
A cancer patient? I think that's
What if she lost her hair because she was a cancer patient?
But did he know
Like,
though?
he didn't know. He didn't know she had alopecia. At least that's what they're saying. He didn't know.
I didn't know.
But that's
either.
how you have to look at things. You have. I mean, I'm not saying you always have to be sensitive to people and understand their situation, because comedy is comedy. But at the same time, you know, people discredit. Oh, it wasn't that bad. But if it was a patient that a cancer patient, now it's bad. You can't. I'll give you another one, because Leek and I talked about this too a couple of weeks ago when he was at the other award show, and Laverne Cox made that comment about entanglement. Now, if he would have smacked her, now you got the whole LGBT, the whole community after you. Oh, you're homophobic, get this, shit, that. Like, where does it end? Where do you draw the line?
Oh, you know where you draw the line at? You don't react. That's where you draw the line at. If he's supposed to be a brand and his wife is a brand, let her make faces. He could have checked Chris after the show.
I agree.
That's the end of it. He didn't have to do it like that. After he won his Oscar, he could have checked him. He could have checked him. He could have checked him during the commercial break. He could have even said, when he told the joke, chill out with that. Just like on camera, chill out with. He could have did anything. He chose to go up there and laugh and slap the man, sit down, and then just turn ghetto. And just turn ghetto.
And even though Leek is saying she with the shit.
Let me tell you why I love it. They done pumped him up. See, this is the thing. Because I tell people all the time, I don't particularly care for no wig. That's like, he's not when I'm talking about, when I love an actor and all that, but see, he was somebody that they didn't put up on that pedestal. And see, when you have to play that part of being this cool, that's not really him. That mouth, when he hit the mouth with the F, he ain't say mouth. He said mouth. He had to show that's the real Will. They like, I see him a different way. I said, because you don't know him. We don't know them. We think we know these people. We don't know these damn people.
It's all part of their brand. It's all part of their brand.
Right, but we don't actually know them.
And he broke that by doing that. That was stupid for him to do that. Yeah. You won an Oscar and that's what you do? That doesn't make any sense.
In the mouth.
And even though she's saying that she agreed with the action, you know, when you are like I said,
but people say
you know that you know what you're jeopardizing when you make a move like that. And if you're willing to jeopardize your career and make that sacrifice because you feel that it's okay, then you're just willing to sacrifice.
Everybody always quick to say, yo, I commend him. He did that. I would have did the same thing. And then you would. We're not Will Smith. We're not Will Smith. We're not worth millions. There's consequences if we did something like that. Off the rip, there's consequences.
We be locked up.
The LAPD was investigating that when they seen that. And the only thing that saved him from not getting locked up was Chris didn't file. He didn't want to press no charges. But they can still press charges if they wanted to.
You can still press charges without that person pressing charges.
Yeah, I'm saying LAPD, they still can press charges on him. The prosecutor could, without Chris.
The Academy can. The Academy, because it's in a clause for the Academy that they can't have no violent situations happening.
But I just think it made Will look kind of weak because you did it to Chris Rock. And it's like you could tell, like you could have like tried, you should have shown him that you were serious. The fact that you walked up to him, everybody, I didn't know what he was going to do. I didn't think he was going to do something like that. That was crazy.
I was watching it. I was stunned.
He was stunned.
Chris Scott was sitting next to Tyler Perry. They were like everybody was like, wait, what? Did that just happen?
Exactly. That's exactly how that moment was. Like, yo, hold on. It didn't look real until he sat down and that's what was like, oh, he's serious.
Mouth.
Yeah.
Mouth.
You know
what was serious? After the fact, when Chris stumbled his speech and he was just so because Chris was shocked. And everybody was murmuring in the room. Now it's like, oh my God, did that just happen?
Nah, but he held it together though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he tried to keep it together. That's all.
Listen, I commend him because I ain't gonna lie. Even though I agree with him getting bopped in the mouth, he should have whooped his ass.
Yo,
Because
if you
even
look
if
at
Chris?
somebody touched,
now,
they
but
said
look,
that he went, yeah, he should have fought
did you
back.
see you saw the video
Smack you out.
after he smacked him?
They
If you
said
look
it
at
looked like he
Chris,
wanted to.
yo, if you look at Chris, his fist went
They
back
said-
and he was about to, and he
they
caught
said-
himself.
Chris came back like quick.
Yeah,
like he came
back,
up like, yo, did you just smack me?
and then he had to
Yeah,
catch
he
himself
wanted
and
it.
realize where he was at. He was just like, all right,
Thank you.
you got that.
That's the point right there. Realize where you at.
But see, that's the problem with Will. He forgot where he was at. He's on some,
Will
I'm going to
didn't care.
defend my wife. But it's like, they should have showed Jada's face. I wanted to see what her facial expression was. If she wasn't shocked, that's how you know it was premeditated. That's how you know they talked about that.
And I keep telling people that. They're like, oh, you could tell on her face she wanted him to go up there. And I'm like, no, that was her facial expression when Chris Rock made the joke, not when he went up there. Because she didn't like Chris.
She didn't like Chris anyway. She didn't like Chris Rock anyway for all the jokes he told years ago. She already had a bad taste in her mouth with him anyway. So he could have said anything, but the fact that it's like, oh, you want to put me in another joke? And he already knew how she felt about that. So the pressure was on him to do something. And
That's
he
why I
chose
say he
that.
was in a lose situation.
He could have checked him backstage.
No, because see, and even though
it's not a lose-lose because nobody would have remembered the joke. That's the whole point.
No. Because part of me feels like he needed to do it because he needed to set an example to other people. That's one.
Right.
Like, don't fuck with me.
He could have said that. Why do that? You can say that.
You
can say that.
Sound like Will Smith over here.
Whatever, Lika. I'm not yelling up to the stage and stuff. I'm keeping it classy.
But let me be real. This one right here, Kimberly, she is Will Smith 8.0. Don't let them big cheeks. Do not let them big cheeks fool you. Please don't. Please. I've been friends with her for a long time. But she come up with this. I'm just.
But you know what it is, though? Also, I get it. Everybody has that breaking point, but you have to remember when you're on that platform that Will Smith, you can't do stuff like that. He's not a regular person.
You know,
he's not.
And you're right. And I totally agree with that as far as he's not.
If that's the case, Jay-Z should have been shooting up clubs. He should have been shooting at people's homes. All the ridicule his wife be going through.
That was the example I gave. I said, when they walked out that elevator, did you know they was fighting in there? No. They had straight face.
They walked out classy. They went
back on brand. When they got out the elevator, it was like nothing happened.
Because you know why? That's the brand. That's the brand. They know. She knows. She's trained in that.
They know.
That's the brand. That's where the money's at. You gotta protect that at all costs. Even he grimy as hell. She had a sister in the elevator. Who was doing all the, who was Solange representing? She was really representing Beyonce, but Beyonce knew there was cameras there. She's trained because she knows. Like, how would that look on her image if she did that?
But again, Will is one that these folks then put up on the pedestal, and they made him the chosen one, and he showed his ass. So again, I feels nothing for it. Because see, again, one, I don't care nothing about no Oscars. I'm asleep. That ain't my thing. It's always been culturally.
We always used to watch the Oscars.
I don't care nothing about no damn Oscars.
Well, everybody watched it because of that. So I'm pretty sure the ratings.
Well, no, everybody.
I watched it.
It was on YouTube. I mean, and every damn thing else. It's just no. We need to create our own platform, but that's enough. That's another story.
We say that every year, and nobody gonna do that. Oscars over.
No, but you know what? Let me go ahead.
They don't. And I don't understand.
I was gonna say they had an award ceremony a week ago called Black Women in Hollywood. All the A-list Black females were there. That was not a televised event, and it looked like it was more popping than the NAACP awards.
I never heard of it.
Never.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Like nobody's ever heard of this, but Essence did it.